Welcome to YOUCANIC. Today here in YOUCANIC we have a 2019 Kia Forte with a 2.0 motor, and we're going to go over how you would change your serpentine belt. So we have a serpentine belt on this vehicle that runs everything, and so you've got your alternator up here, you've got the AC compressor at the bottom, water pump is right there. This is just an idler pulley. You got the crank pulley down there, and we have our tensioner and a tensioner pulley. It's right through there. So here's a rough sketch of the way it's going to look. So we have the alternator, AC compressor, the crankshaft or crank pulley, and then the water pump pulley, tensioner, and idler. And so this is the orientation of the way the belt will go on. And so we need to loosen the tension off the tensioner to be able to pull the belt off, and then to be able to remove the tensioner so that we can replace all of that at the same time. Depending on how many miles are on your car, I mean, if your belt's looking really bad, you're going to definitely be looking at these two pulleys that could potentially have gone bad and worn your belt out, or something else that's hanging up on you. And if you've got quite a few miles on your car, it's never a bad option to replace tensioner and idler pulley all at the same time. So we're gonna loosen the tensioner. To loosen the tensioner, you need a size 17 wrench, and you're gonna put it on there. There's a head on this tensioner over here, right down in there, and you loosen it. That way you can just hold the tension, will just stay on there. I just have this tab goes through the hole there, keeps the tension off. You can remove that. And then you can pull the belt off, the idler pulley, then the water pump. Work it out. Now, on this one, the belt won't come off unless you remove the tensioner itself. And so we have a number 14 size bolt, not that one, size bolt down there that we need to loosen and remove. And then next, we have this big bolt right here that takes a T50 to loosen and to remove to get the tensioner off. So with that bolt pulled out, you can pull this tensioner out through the back. And so that's the belt been removed. So that's how you remove your serpentine belt. Inspect it. Sounds good. So you basically go through the same operation to put things back on and put it in reverse. This here is the tensioner itself in the unit. Like I said, I just use this to keep the tension off, so that when you put your new one back on, it's not going to be fully like this, but you can support it like that. Once you put this bolt in, you can adjust it and then lock that, and then be able to tighten your belt here, or your bolt. So when we put a new one on, we're going to have to make sure that we get this belt around this pulley before we get this bolted up on the side of the car. You have a little bit of space in there, but it's going to be a lot easier if you get this pulley on now. So just bring your tensioner back through the back there, put the belt around the pulley. Okay, so we're still around it, so that'll be fine. We'll fix that other portion here. So Get the bolt that goes in here on the back side of the tensioner. So that one's good and snug. We can go ahead and put this bolt in. So we got that first bolt there, the 14, it's right down here. That's tightened up. And then we'll tighten this up. Alright, so that's good and tight. We're still leaving this here that keeps the tension off so that we can route the belt where it needs to go. Now the belt, as seen in the diagram, we've got to go under this idler, over this pulley. So anything that's smooth, this is a smooth pulley, you make sure that the belt goes around it with the back side. And then the other pulleys with the V's in it, you're going to put the V side through it. And for the E's, you're going to want to, I'm going to go down under the car and put the rest of these on. The car is raised up and it's on jack stands for safety. Just make sure that everything looks like all the V's are where they need to be and all the smooth. The back sides are on the smooth, and now we can release the tension on the tensioner, or set the tension by pushing back on our wrench here. Pulling the tension out and then pulling a wrench off. So that's how you replace your Serpentine belt on your 2019 Kia Forte with a 2.0 motor. And then you would just start the car and make sure everything is good to go. Double checking that all of your stuff, all of the V-grooves have fit into the where they need, smooth on smooth. You would see on this tensioner, there are two little hash marks back here, and there's a little indicator here. And if it's outside of there, then you know that you've got the tension, or something might be off a little bit. If when you've released the tension or put the tension on and this is too far here, you know that maybe you don't have it around the proper pulley, or it's riding up on a ridge. But if you're right within there, and if it's further out this way, then you would know that your belt has been stretched and you definitely need to replace your belt. But that's how you replace your tensioner and Serpentine belt on your Kia Forte. Thanks for watching YOUCANIC, where you can be the mechanic.